What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thanks for coming back to the channel and another episode for this year's Tour de Beer. A different beer every day of the Tour de France. If you're new to it, this is something that I do every year, and we do a quick recap of today's stage as well as a quick beer review each day. And if you're digging it, well, sign up. Hit the notification bell and like, subscribe, share, all those things. I'm a little getting ahead of myself because there's a couple of things I want to get into before I start talking about today's stage and today's beer. So, first off, the next couple of stages are going to be difficult to be able to do the review style the way that I've been doing them. This coming weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, tour stages in the Pyrenees, so it's going to be some great racing. It's going to be difficult for me to do a recap because I will miss either the end of the stage, and I won't know what happened, or miss the stage completely. Tomorrow, Saturday, is the 30th anniversary party of the Smutty Nose Brewery, the brewery that I work for. So I will be at our 30th anniversary party. I'll be watching part of the stage and then leaving to go to that, so I will miss the stage. And I'll also be there, so I won't be able to record the beer that I'm having. I can tell you, however, the beer I'll be having will be Scholl's Pale Ale. It's the first beer that Smutty Nose did, so I can tell you that is tomorrow's beer of the day. It's a classic American Pale Ale. It's so simple, yet so delicious. It's base malt and a flavor malt and Cascade hops. And that's it. Sometimes simple is better. So tomorrow's beer will be Scholl's Pale Ale. And if you're in the area, come on down to the party. It's a great beer, and it's going to be a good time. Sunday's stage I will not see at all, as I'm going to get up early and head out to Massachusetts for the Jam Fundo. It is a gravel race, and I have signed up for not the long course, but not the shortest overall course either. Get the legs going, see how everything feels, and the Jam Fund raises money for getting people on bikes and educated and training and things like that so they can become like racing. It's not just putting kids on bikes, it's racing, it's champions, it's things like that. And they've done a great job with that. So I will be at the Jam Fundo, so I will not see the stage. The beer I will have will be whatever beer they have at the beer tent. So I will take pictures and I'll put that out there. So the next two beers for Saturday, Sunday, Scholl's Pale Ale and whatever they've got at the Jam Fund. The stages will be Pyrenees. I may not be able to review it, but I'll post what those beers are going to be about just a little bit. 2, beer. Beer helps. We can help people with beer. So, the Crusher and the Tusher, part of the Grand Prix series, has been canceled due to wildfires. There's not an event in Vermont, but there's a lot of damage that has happened because of the floods that are going on over there. Breweries in Vermont, and I don't know too much about Crusher and the Tusher out that area, but I did want to mention it, that sometimes there's things that are bigger than bike racing going on. So if this is something that impacts you, find a way to help. Look for different things, whether they're GoFundMes or the Red Cross or people who are doing this like Lawson's is doing, and I think it's 14 other breweries in the Vermont area, putting together a beer called Vermont Strong. Proceeds of that go to help the relief efforts. And I don't want to call it a relief fund, but it's relief efforts. Some of it might be Red Cross. Some of it's going to be rebuilding roads. I mean, they have to repair roads so they can get emergency vehicles to these people who might be isolated. The flooding from Vermont, I knew about it initially in Montpelier, but then I saw pictures of friends of mine's areas, and I'm like, whoa, this is much bigger than I even realized. And I'm only the next state over. I've been very, very busy with work and everything else. I wasn't really paying attention. But this is where social media is a good thing because it keeps you connected in that way. So all my friends up in the Vermont area, please be safe. Anybody out who's affected by those wildfires that canceled the Crusher race, please be safe. And find a way to help, or whichever, if you can. So, yeah. Now we kind of go into today's stage and the big news of the day. Primož Roglič out of the Tour. I guess yesterday's crash was a little bit more than we know about, and they just said that they did some evaluations, they checked on him and everything else, and He's a DNS for today. I don't think it was damaged so much that he could not ride. The way they phrased it is to focus on other things. I believe Primoz Roglic is going to the Olympics, and he is the Olympic champion for his discipline, as the word I'm looking for. So he's looking to defend that, probably, and it makes sense. It was a completely bad luck crash, totally not his fault, but he got caught on the wrong end of it, so Primoz Roglic is out. All right, that's a lot of talking. I'm getting thirsty. Let's talk about a beer real quick. I did mention, because I have all these different things going on, I wanted to go with some non-alcoholics. I thought I had an NA in the fridge. I don't. So I went with something lighter, and this is called Vasen Brewing Company. I thought it was Wassen or Wassen. It kind of looks like a W, but when I typed it to go take a quick look at their company, I couldn't find it, and then I realized it's a V, so Vasen. It's a Scandinavian word. And this is their light, an American light lager at 4.5%. Looks like they started in 2017 doing... Oh, what happened? I think I just... Are we still recording? We're still recording. Okay, we're still recording. Again, not editing. I don't have time for that. So, yeah, you get to see whatever I was just a scared look on my face. I don't know. Yeah. American Light Lager. It seems like they have a lot of lagers in their profile. Some West Coast IPAs as well. We're taking a look at this American Light Lager. So American Light Lager, usually adjunct. So you're thinking of a craft beer version of your Bud Miller Coors. Bud Light, Miller Light, Coors Light. Whatever, but it's crafted, so yes, you can use some of the other things, the adjuncts, rice and corn, which are less expensive fermentables. They also do add a certain distinct character to the certain beers. American Light Lager should be super crushable, what we nickname lawnmower beer. It's a hot day, you want to crush one of these down. It was hot and swampy in the brewery today, I'm going to crush this beer down. The aroma is very grassy. Hay, wheat, grain. See, with beers like this, it's kind of easy to be able to detect all of those flavors pretty quick because there's not a lot going on, or so there shouldn't be. Maybe a little bit of apple skin. It's a well-made light lager. The other thing with light lagers, too, and everybody's like, oh, you gotta have IPA, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. You can tell a lot about a brewery by drinking their lightest, easiest offering. Because there's nothing for any off flavors to hide behind. If this beer had a lot of diacetyl, or DMS, or DMTS, which are technical terms for just off flavors, things you don't want in your beer, I'd find it right away. If this was a hop bomb, those hop aromas would cover up those flaws. You can't hide it with an American Light Lager. So Vasen Brewing, American Light Lager. This is super refreshing. This is a craft version of a light lager that I would have instead of having like a Coors Light or something. And yeah, those domestics that they do all the time, they're big, massive companies. There's just something missing in the flavor of what they do. Yeah. Cheeseburger hot dogs. This is picnic beer. I want a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a hot dog with mustard and relish and chopped up onions. And this. Effervescence is on it. Clears out. A little lasting flavor, but not slickness. Slickness would be an off flavor. Well, it does not have that either at all. So, yeah. Again, this is from my Bike MS connection, Chris. So, using my Bike MS glass. Yeah, this is a good one to chug down. So, taking a quick look at my notes about today's stage, I did have to write some stuff down so I remember what it is that I wanted to talk about. So today's stage was one of those, it's like, oh, it's going to be one for the break. No, it's going to be one for the breakaway. No, it's going to be one for the sprinters. No, it's going to go back to the break. Nobody knew. You couldn't tell. And it was because of the course. The course really kind of laid out what was going to happen today. Because the course went through these crosswinds, and crosswinds make a difference on how you're going to attack the race. Everybody had an opportunity to be able to get up front, which is something I've been meaning to mention too. Jonas Abrahamson, the polka dot jersey leader, is always up front in the break. Like, the dude's not just a climber, he's fast. He's out front in breaks, he's out front leading sprints. That's a talented bike rider right there. And I believe he took the purple jersey back. He'd been wearing it even though Tadej Pogačar took the lead in the points. He can't wear polka dots and yellow. Of course, you're going to wear the yellow, so Abrahamson still gets the polka dots, but I believe he has that lead now. Again, excuse me. Richard Carapaz was up front for a little bit, which I thought was pretty cool. EF has had a really good showing this year. I feel like they haven't gotten their stage win. A stage win would be huge, but they're up front. They are making moves. They're getting noticed. Matteo Jorgensen, American. Right now, I think he's sitting in 12th is what it was, and he's looking good, riding strong for his squad. So anyway, it comes down to a bunch sprint towards the end, and of course, I'm looking at Biniam Garmet again to see if he can get in there. We're keeping eyes on Cavendish. I'm looking for Cab. Luckily, he was not in the mix right away because there was a huge crash, throwing people into barriers, people flipping over. It was like, that was a nasty carnage type crash. If Cab was in that mix, he probably would have got caught up in it. An Astana rider did get caught up in that, which is going to lessen Cav's chances going forward for any other stages, because now Markov is gone home sick. He might have another guy down. I don't know if Cav's going to have anybody to lead him out anymore. He might just have to chase people and do it the old school way and improvise. So we're looking at Philipsen, I'm looking at Wout van Aert, and I'm looking at Gamay. And they're making a good run at it. Course was not super technical for that last part of it, so they could just fly after it. And Philipsen, I don't know, it was like someone shot him out of a cannon. He came, I think he was in like third, and passed Wout van Aert. And Wout, fast, dude. Fast. You know what I'm saying? He passed him. Van Aert had nothing for her. Nothing. And Philipsen just looked super, super strong. Takes that win. Gets to the front. Wood had a shot. He had a shot at it. Gramay was in the mix, but yeah, it was like someone pushed Philipsen in the ass and just pushed him to the front. It was great. I thought it was an exciting race all the way through because you didn't know what was going to happen. You had chasers. You had breakaway. You had, is it going to be a sprint? There was a lot of different things going on in today's stage. So I thought it was an exciting race. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, even though you just listened to me and you know what happened, go back and find the highlights. It was good to watch, and I'm sure the professionals will do a much better job of breaking down what went on. So, I've got my yellow fizzy beer, as I used to call them, see these little easy drinking American Light Lagers. I have taken up enough of your time. Thank you once again for joining me. And like I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to go about recording over the next 2 days. I told you what the 2 beers are going to be, kind of. The stages, I guess we'll just kind of review them all. But I will post pictures on the Instagram and maybe just do something real quick with the phone. I'll let you know about the stage just so I can stay with it as a daily vlog, because I would like to be able to make it a whole thing. But anyway, it's time for me to shower and eat some dinner. Yes. Thanks for checking in. We will see you the next time on Tour de Beer 2024. Have a good night, everybody. Or good day, whenever you're watching this. Yes. Whatever. Cheers.